There are no flames without friction, no strength without struggle, and no powerful aura without war. Because a presence that truly carries weight, it isn't gifted, it's forged. In silence, in solitude, in seasons no one clapped for. We all move among shadows, not the ones cast by trees or buildings, but the ones we carry inside, the ones made of anger, fear, insecurity, and that quiet, aching hunger to be more than what we are. I've lived in those shadows, maybe you have too. They whisper things that make us question if we're even worthy of being seen. But here's the thing. Some people walk through the world differently. They don't need to announce themselves. They don't force their voice into every room. Still, when they enter, the air changes, not because of what they say, not because of how they stand, but because of what they've survived. That is the mark of a strong aura. But what is that really? It's not some mystical glow, not some floating spiritual smoke. A strong aura is the invisible gravity of someone who's conquered the chaos within, who's cried without witnesses, fallen without applause, and buried parts of themselves just to keep moving forward, and yet still chose to rise. So if you've ever felt like your light went dim, if you're questioning whether you carry any power at all, this is for you, because here they are, the 6 signs your aura is strong. Let's walk this path together. Sign number 1, instead of react, you reign. There was a time when I thought silence meant weakness, that if I didn't clap back, I was letting someone walk all over me. But then I started to understand what Seneca meant when he said, "A man is as wretched as he has convinced himself that he is." Because the mind, it can either be your tormentor or your temple. And the people with truly powerful auras, they don't flinch when insulted. They don't chase after every critic. They don't crumble when the world throws pressure like punches. Their minds aren't leaves in the wind. They are the wind. Reacting is easy. Anyone can snap, anyone can shout, anyone can make a scene. But to pause, to take a breath before the storm takes you, to ask yourself, what part of me is being touched right now and why? That is rare. That is royalty. It's not about being numb. It's not about bottling it up. It's about choosing presence over panic, choosing to witness your anger instead of becoming it. That's not repression, that's dominion. That is the kind of silence that forges steel. When your emotions are on fire, but your face stays still, when rage bangs at your door and you don't answer, that's not weakness, that's mastery. As Epictetus said, anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm, but in the storm, that's when we find out who the captain really is. And if you're watching this and your sea feels stormy, I just want you to know you're not failing, you're forging. So stay steady out there, friends, because you're becoming someone that the storms cannot shake out in them streets. So keep up the great work out there. And let's move on to the next one. Sign number 2, you walk alone, yet you're not empty. There's a kind of strength that doesn't shout, a kind of presence that doesn't ask to be noticed. It just is. Still, quiet, full. Some people walk alone, not because they have no one, but because they've learned not to fill their life with noise. And here's the thing, the one with a strong aura is never lonely because they're never in poor company. They don't chase after approval like it's water in the desert. They don't explain every silence. They don't perform every thought. They don't beg to be understood because they've already learned to understand themselves. Some auras don't shine because they want attention. They shine because they've stopped needing it. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic king of introspection, once said, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if you will, but dig." And that's what we do here, we dig, because solitude isn't empty to us, it's a crucible. We don't run from silence, we wield it. We use it to sharpen our thinking, to clear the fog, to finally hear the whispers of truth beneath the noise. And if you've ever walked alone, truly alone, but still walked tall, then you've probably met yourself in the dark and you didn't look away. That's what's up. Sign number 3. Through praise or blame, you've become untouchable. There was a time I craved praise like oxygen and feared blame like fire. I let other people's opinions decide who I was, how I felt, and where I stood. But praise is a drug, and blame is a chain, and both can become lies if you swallow them too deeply. A strong aura doesn't move with the winds of applause or disapproval. It's not reactive, it's rooted in something far quieter and far stronger. It's built, brick by brick, on the hard labor of self-honesty, failure, and inner excavation, on days you didn't post about, on nights you doubted everything, but kept going anyway. Cleanthes, the second head of the Stoic school, once said, "Lead me, Zeus, and you, fate, wherever you have assigned me. I shall follow without hesitation." This is what it means to be unshaken, to walk in alignment, not performance, to stop dancing to other people's music because you finally heard your own rhythm, not a rhythm built on trends, but on truth, not on validation, but on values. And when you find that rhythm, no one can manipulate you anymore, because no one can give or take what you've already earned within. You're no longer a puppet, no longer playing the part, no longer shrinking to fit in someone else's story. We are not here to perform. We are not here to fold. We are here to endure, to become, to transform. That's what's up. Sign number 4. You've turned your pain into power and your tests into your testimonies. There's a quiet kind of strength, a sacred, almost holy violence in someone who can smile through their scars, not because they've gone numb, but because they refuse to be broken. If this is you, if you've carried pain without letting it poison your soul, that's not just strength, that's aura. As this is the 4th sign, your spirit is radiant. Your suffering doesn't make you bitter, it makes you sharper, more tuned, more real. While others collapse under their grief, you rise, not because it's easy, but because somewhere along the way, you learned a truth that most people try to outrun. Pain isn't the enemy. Attachment to comfort is. Musonius Rufus once said, "No one is free who has not mastered himself." And that mastery, it's not born in comfort, it's forged in the flame. We don't chase ease anymore. We seek clarity. We seek alignment, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, because every wound is an invitation and every test is a forge. A strong aura isn't something you're born with, it's something that's scorched into existence, slowly, painfully, beautifully. So when life splits you open, don't just survive it. Transmute it, make your anguish your altar, make your past your power, and make your healing louder than your history. You are not the victim of fate, you are its sharpened reply, and your presence in this world is no accident. So, let's move on to the next one. Sign number 5, you draw people in alongside their stories. Ever wonder why people open up to you so easily? Like, really open up. You're standing in line at Target, and suddenly some strangers telling you about their divorce, their dreams, and their dog named Moonbeam. You didn't ask, you just existed. Or a friend says, "I don't know why, but I feel lighter after talking to you," and you're left wondering if you have some kind of secret superpower you never signed up for. Let me clear this up for you. That's not random, that's resonance. That's your energy sending out a signal louder than any words. You're safe here, you're seen here, you can exhale here. You're not just someone people talk to, you're someone they feel anchored by. Before a single word is spoken, your presence is doing the heavy lifting. And maybe, just maybe, you've never chased attention. Maybe you've even felt drained by how much people turn to you. Like, why me? Why do people drop their emotional luggage at your feet? But here's the truth, that magnetism, that gentle pull people feel toward you, it's one of the clearest signs your aura is doing what it came here to do. You're not giving advice, you're giving presence. You don't just listen to respond, you listen to receive, to reflect, to alchemize. You've become an emotional anchor in someone else's storm, a mirror they trust, a quiet place in a loud world. And even though it might feel like nothing special to you, to someone else, that 5 minutes with you might feel like coming home for the first time in years. That's not just a gift, that's a calling. And if no one's told you this lately, thank you for being the kind of person who helps others feel a little less lost just by being yourself. That's what's up. Sign number 6. You manifest rapidly and notice synchronicities frequently. Here's the real source. It's not just because you're lucky, it's because your energy is sharp, focused, aligned. Manifestation isn't just about setting intentions. It's not just vision boards and wishful thinking. It's about the signal you emit when no one's watching, the way your aura speaks when your mouth is silent. And if your energy is aligned, reality listens. You think of someone and they text. You set a goal and the exact door opens. You keep seeing symbols, patterns, repeating numbers, and at some point you stop calling it coincidence and start calling it confirmation. No, the universe isn't stalking you, it's just finally responding to your clarity. See, your aura doesn't just hold energy, it broadcasts it, like a tower tuned to your soul's exact frequency. And the more emotionally congruent you are, the faster things shift around you, because your vibe isn't passive. It bends probability, it bends time, it bends everything. These synchronicities aren't just cute cosmic Easter eggs, they're messages. They're the universe saying, hey, we hear you, keep going. And if you've noticed these signs, don't downplay them. You're not imagining things. You're not being too spiritual. You're not crazy. You're awake. You're impactful. And whether you realize it or not, you're already reshaping your reality from the inside out. So, which of these Stoic principles resonated with you the most? Feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with someone who needs it. Until next time, thanks again for watching. Stay up, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.